factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real-life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. I'm Ben, this is Syya. And here's a question for you. Are you achieving your goals? Not other people's goals. Not the goals that you expect that you should have to do, but your goals. Do you understand what's important, what's not important, why it's vital, what it's going to enable you to do, and why it's worth you spending your time, effort, personal brand, your reputation, and your money to be able to achieve these things? Yes, we have things that we need to do in life to be able to help other people out. The businesses that we belong on, our spouses, our kids. We have goals that are set upon us because they are somebody else's goals and they need our help in order to achieve them. I get that. That's not the conversation I want to have. The conversation I want to have is, what are we doing to understand our goals, to be able to decide why those goals are important, and be able to either achieve those goals or build the team around us that we need to be able to make those goals a reality. So, Syya, let's gnaw on this.
Why do birds fly? I don't know. I had this song that came in my head and then it stopped because then another song came in. So yeah, I done messed up Ron with the multiple. My DJ literally just switched songs on me right when I was about to sing. So why do we do anything in life, right? It's because we typically have a goal in sight that we want to do something, want to achieve something, or attain something. And so goals to me are a great way for us to keep our feet moving forward, whatever it may be. Could be a tangible thing, could be intangible thing. If it's something like I want to jump off a plane, but you have a fear of heights, well, then you're taking steps towards getting yourself mentally prepared and ready to jump off a plane. Of which, side note, Stephanie D'Alfonso recently did that. Good on you, girl. And she helps people lose their anxiety so they can do things like that.
Very cool.
Right? And I have nothing but profound respect for people who can go through that motion to propel themselves in a way that they can achieve those goals. So, that question you ask of like, what are our goals? How do we achieve it? All that good stuff. You gotta know why you're doing it. To me, that's my first answer to you is, well, why are we doing anything? So are we achieving our goals? Depends, right? If it's part of your why, then yes. If it's just a lollygag because you're like me with ADHD that's really going crazy in my head right now, maybe not. Maybe it's a divergent path. You might get there eventually.
But the question is, at that point in time, is it a dream or is it a goal? We dream a million dreams. There's a million things. We want to be taller. We want to be thinner. We want to be more famous, this, that, the other thing. We all want 1,000 things every single day. But those are goals because they're not achievable, or we are unwilling to do the work and take the effort and put our foot forward in order to achieve them. We need to be able to sit there and say, okay, this is where we want to go. This is where we are. This is what's keeping us from getting from here to there. These are the people that we need to align ourselves with. This is the knowledge we need to gain. This is the amount of money we need to garner, or whatever it is, to be able to achieve it. And then we're going to sit there and we're going to cross the chasm. We're going to take the first step and we're actually going to do what needs to be done in order to do it. Those are goals. Being richer is not a goal. Being richer is a dream. Because first of all, it's not tangible. What does rich mean to you? Rich to me is $500 million and above. People with $500 million think that people that are billionaires are rich. Rich is in the eyes of the beholder. And if you are rich, if I achieve the $500 million, it's just money in the bank. What does that $500 million in the bank enable me to do then that I can't do today? Could I achieve the same thing with $30 million? Are the things that are really important to me, or the things that I want to do, the places I want to go, can I do that with $30 million in the bank and live off the interest and have a great life? Or do I truly need that $500 million to achieve whatever goal I have? So we need to sit there and say, why is this goal important to us? And what does achieving that goal enable us to do that we can't do today?
Okay, now thank you for refocusing me. So here's the thing about goals and dreams, right? And achieving it. It depends on like what your ultimate goal, like you were saying, yeah, there's that money part of it, but like, okay, let's say I have a dream of being the world's best underwater basket weaver.
Perfect.
And I can crank out underwater basket weaving like mofo, and I've got the best designs in the world. And that's great. I think you could make it a reality to be the best in the world. I think the reality of reality, however, is are you able to monetize it? Are you able to sustain a livelihood?
But not every goal has to have a monetary backing. A goal is something you're willing to take tangible steps in order to achieve.
Okay, so if we're going to do under those parameters, because I think you got me like blocked up on the 500
never mind
billion
about
and all that stuff.
Money to me is a conduit to get to what you need to have. Money to me is just a way to keep score. That's all it is. It's just a way to keep score. To me, the money enables me to do the things. The money allows me to buy the Ferrari. I buy the Ferrari because I want to drive at 250 kilometers an hour. Because I want to know what it's like to drive with your hair on fire. And that's what my end goal is to drive with my hair on fire. Okay, to drive with my hair on fire, I need to make a certain amount of money so I can buy the car, so I can rent the track for the afternoon, take the lessons from the F1 driver, get in my Ferrari and be able to drive around that track with my hair on fire in a way that I'm not going to kill myself.
Yeah, no, and by the way, you could rent the car too. But anyway,
I gotta buy
the point.
It. So that way, if I wrap it around a pole, I don't care.
Yeah, because it's on you. But hey, more positive thoughts. You're not wrapping around no pole. First off, but that being said, I have a hard time with this discussion. I think I'm having a hard time with this discussion because I am literally living the dream, of what I've wanted. And I think it's that contentment that I have that, the tasks that I'm doing are still, look, there's no two ways about it. It can be mundane, right? Mm-hmm. Creating content, producing the content. But you know what, though? I think there's like a satisfaction of it that's intangible that we're talking about, right? It's if you could envision your goal and your dream in a way that if you take that one step at a time to achieve it, to get there, to do it, or just suck it up like I did and just say, screw it, I'm leaving corporate America and I'm gunning it, right? I think that's a win in so many ways, right? And for some, it's gonna be baby steps, a lot of baby steps.
For most of us, it's baby steps,
right? Like, yeah. Oh, trust me, it's baby steps. But sometimes you're falling off a couple.
Sometimes you go backwards.
Steps.
Yeah.
And then more often than not backwards. Ooh. I mean, it's, oh my gosh, it's like those dance moves. Do the hustle.
And all of a sudden you're going backwards and you're going, why am I going backwards? Yep. Okay. Why am I turning around? Wait a second, I'm going in the wrong direction.
Why am I suddenly sideways? But that's what I think it is about the achieving goals, dreams, realities, and all that stuff. I'm really having to pull back here and say, yes, sometimes dreams are dreams, right? I will never climb Mount Everest.
Yes.
However, I can climb a lot of local mountains. No, I can't. I'm in Texas. Let me rephrase this.
Come up to Vancouver. You can climb all the mountains you want.
You know what I'm saying? But like, okay, just because you don't climb Mount Everest doesn't make the view of any other mountain cliff top that you make any less beautiful or any less of an achievement. That's what I'm trying to say.
If your dream is to climb Everest, if you never achieve that dream, all it remains is a dream. If you say, I want to climb Everest, I know that I'm going to do this in the next 10 years. I'm going to need to buy the equipment. I'm going to have to learn how to learn how to live at at 10,000, 15, 20,000 feet and be able to live on oxygen. I need to get myself in the shape to be able to climb. I need to be able to raise the money to be able to support a team to climb Everest. I need to be able to buy tickets to actually go to Kilimanjaro, so I can not Kilimanjaro, sorry, to Nepal, so I wrong part of the world, Nepal, so I can actually get to the base camp of Everest. That's turning that dream into a goal. And the dream is, Jesus, I'd really like to climb Everest. But if you never take that first step, you may not ever achieve that goal. But if you don't ever take that first step to be able to actually put you on the tangible path in order to do that, then it remains a dream and it will never become an eventuality.
I hear you on that. I also believe, though, that if it is a dream that is unattainable, sometimes the steps to get there that are attainable is no less of a failure either. I think that's where my brain is really trying to say, is that, like, yes, if it's a dream that's just impossible, cost of money, maybe you have, I don't know, CPD or some COPD and you can't climb. Okay, you will die if you try to physically do it, but it doesn't mean,
there's nothing wrong with having dreams.
Climbing another mountain,
but there's nothing wrong with having dreams.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I could say this is, I think the healthy mindset is, have the dreams, but if you realize it's not attainable, don't diminish your value or who you are because you can't achieve it. That's really ultimately what my brain was really processing how to say that, but that's what I mean.
100%. 100%. There's nothing wrong with having dreams, and there's nothing wrong with having these big, hairy, audacious goals. Yeah. The trick is with a big, hairy, audacious goal is, even if you don't achieve it, you've done everything you can within your physical capability in order to move towards it. And you can sit there and say, okay, I never did climb Everest, but I got up to base camp, or I got up to I got up to second base camp. Yeah, okay. Physically, I'm done. I can't live at altitude, whatever. We ran out of money. My legs gave out from underneath me. I broke my leg, whatever. But at least I tried. When you're dealing with a dream is something that just sit there going, I'd like to buy the world of Coke. Okay. You're never going to buy the world of Coke, but you can sit there and say, you know what? I want to buy a Coke for 1,000 people. We all could probably, at some stage in our life, buy a Coke for 1,000 people. And the question is, what does buying a Coke for 1,000 people mean to you? Why are you doing it? And what does it allow you to do because you've done this? So we need to think beyond the actual physical act and saying, what is the satisfaction that we gain by doing that?
I'm right there with you, my friend. I'm right there with you. It took me a little bit to come around, but I get what I am catching.
You're catching what I'm pitching.
It is definitely food for thought. It is something Gnaw on this worthy, sir. And I'd be really intrigued to see what everyone's opinion is, so I could read it and all that good stuff. That I'd like to see their feedback.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some great comments in the notes on on this one. So I can't wait to read them. Anyway, let's hold it there. I'm Ben,
and I'm Syya.
We'll see you soon.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Gnaw on This, Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Gnaw on This, Business Bites.